This is Sam. You already know him, the guy running the busiest coffee shop in town. His cafe is always packed, the smell of espresso fills the air, and his baristas are pulling shots faster than you can say double cappuccino. You love coming here, and you've been a regular for years. Same baristas, same cozy corner seat, same latte art heart on top of your drink. But there's one thing that doesn't stay the same: the price on the chalkboard. Back when you first walked into Sam's Cafe, your latte cost $2. A couple of years later, it was $2.50, then $3. Now it's creeping closer to $5. The cup looks the same, the flavor's the same, the baristas smile the same way. But your wallet feels a little lighter every single year. And that's where our story really begins. Because this isn't just about coffee, it's about something bigger, something called inflation. A slow, invisible force that makes your money buy less and less over time, one cup at a time. So, how did we get here? How did a simple cup of coffee crawl from $2 to $5 without anyone really noticing? Well, here's the thing. Inflation doesn't hit like a thunderclap. It creeps, quietly. Imagine a slow drip from a leaky faucet, drop by drop, day after day. You don't notice the puddle forming until suddenly your socks are wet. At Sam's Cafe, it works the same way. The milk supplier raises prices just a little. The bean distributor charges a bit more because shipping costs went up. Wages for baristas increase to keep up with rent. The lights, the cups, the napkins, each cost a fraction more than last year. Sam shrugs, adjusts the chalkboard by 25 cents, and life moves on. No single jump feels like a big deal, but stack those small changes year after year, and one day, your cheap latte feels like a luxury item. That's the quiet power of inflation. It doesn't take your money all at once. It nibbles at it slowly, until you realize the same paycheck buys less coffee, less gas, less of everything. Here's the sneaky part. Inflation isn't always about prices going up. It's really about the value of your money quietly shrinking. Think about it like this. Last year, 5 cups of coffee could buy you a bag of beans. This year, those same 5 cups only get you 3/4 of a bag. The beans didn't suddenly become rare. Your cups just don't stretch as far. Inflation is like a silent thief walking through Sam's Cafe every night. He doesn't steal the coffee cup sitting on the counter. Instead, he makes sure that every cup tomorrow will hold just a little less value than it did yesterday. So when customers complain, "Why are lattes so expensive?" the truth is flipped. It's not always that the latte became pricier. It's that their cups of coffee, their money, became weaker. That's the invisible trick inflation plays. And most people don't notice until they're staring at their wallet, wondering why it empties faster than before. Whenever Sam feels the pinch, he's tempted to turn to the back room, where the magic espresso machine sits. With the push of a button, it can print brand new coffee cups out of thin air. Problem solved, right? More cups, more spending power. But here's the catch. Just because there are more cups doesn't mean there's more coffee. The beans, the milk, the barista's time, all of that stays the same. So now you've got way more cups chasing the same amount of lattes. And what happens? Each cup is worth a little less. It's like watering down your espresso. Sure, your mug looks full, but the rich flavor is gone. The more Sam prints, the weaker each cup gets. And eventually, customers start noticing. Their 3 cups no longer buy them a pastry. Their 5 cups don't stretch to cover a latte. Printing more cups might buy Sam a little time, but it never fixes the real issue. In fact, it risks making the problem worse, like pouring water into your coffee until it barely tastes like coffee at all. Now, here's another piece of the puzzle. Even if Sam doesn't print a single extra cup, your latte can still get more expensive when the ingredients themselves cost more. Think about it. Coffee beans shipped from across the world, milk from local farms, sugar, chocolate syrup, even the cardboard sleeves to keep your hands from burning, all of those have prices that rise and fall. If a drought hits a coffee-growing region, suddenly beans cost more. If gas prices climb, delivering milk to the cafe costs more. And if the farmers or suppliers raise their wages to keep up with their own bills, that cost eventually trickles down into your cup. It's like the cafe's supply chain is one big domino line. Knock over the first piece, higher bean prices, shipping delays, energy spikes, and sooner or later, the last domino falls right into your latte. Sam has no choice but to charge more, because otherwise he'd be losing cups every time he serves you. So while customers might only see the higher price on the menu board, behind the scenes it's a long chain of rising costs that lead straight to your morning coffee. Here's the thing, coffee doesn't brew itself. Behind every latte is a team of baristas grinding beans, steaming milk, and keeping the cafe buzzing. But just like you, baristas face rising rent, groceries, and bills. And when the cost of living goes up, wages need to rise too. For Sam, that means every paycheck he writes takes more cups out of the register. On the surface, higher wages sound like a simple fix. Workers earn more and everyone's happy. But in reality, Sam has to cover those raises somehow. And 9 times out of 10, that means tacking an extra few cents, or even $1, onto the price of your latte. It's a ripple effect. Baristas ask for higher pay to keep up with inflation. Sam raises menu prices to afford the higher pay, and suddenly the customer is footing the bill. It's not about greed, and it's not about bad management. It's simply the cost of keeping good people behind the counter. So every time you see that price tag inch higher, remember, part of it isn't just beans or milk. It's making sure the barista handing you your drink can pay rent this month. Here's the catch. Sam's Cafe isn't the only place raising prices. Across town, the bakery bumps up the cost of muffins, the gas station charges more per gallon, and the grocery store hikes the price of milk. Suddenly, it's not just your morning latte that costs more. It's everything. This is inflation spilling beyond the cafe walls. When the price of one thing rises, it nudges others upward. Farmers demand more for coffee beans because their fuel and fertilizer cost more. Distributors raise delivery fees because truck maintenance costs more. Even the electricity to keep the cafe lights on isn't spared. It becomes a chain reaction. And the frustrating part? Customers feel squeezed from all directions at once. Your paycheck doesn't stretch as far, your budget feels tighter, and that just one more cup of coffee decision starts to sting. Inflation isn't just a cafe problem or a Sam problem. It's an economy-wide wave that leaves everyone adjusting, cutting back, and hoping it doesn't get worse. So here's the bottom line. Inflation isn't just about your latte creeping from $3 to $4. It's about the bigger picture of how much your money can actually buy. If inflation keeps brewing too strong, your savings lose value, your paycheck feels smaller, and your dreams, whether it's buying a house, starting a business, or even just affording that daily coffee, get pushed further out of reach. It's the bitter sip no one wants, but it's real. Inflation is like an invisible tax that quietly eats away at your wallet. And while a little bit of it can keep the economy energized, too much, for too long, leaves everyone jittery and anxious, like they've had one espresso too many. The question isn't whether inflation exists, it's how we manage it. Because if left unchecked, inflation doesn't just make lattes more expensive, it reshapes entire futures.